Hey fragrance friends and enthusiasts, welcome back. Benjamin here. If you want to learn about fragrances, if you want to smell great, you've come to the right place. Today we're going to be talking about Odin 10. This is from a beautiful house. This is a real hidden gem. You might have never heard about this fragrance. It's a fantastic value, especially when you can find it out there on sale. If you do want to support this channel, and if you didn't notice already, I have a big change in my camera, my studio setup with the lighting and a brand new camera. So if you like what you're seeing, if you like the improvement in quality, of course, give me the thumbs up and all that. But let's talk about this fragrance. What's in this fragrance? What does it have in store for us? I'm going to tell you right off the bat immediately that I love this fragrance. This is more of a dark woody fragrance, but there's lots of nuances and different elements. There's actually black saffron. And it's a little bit bittersweet. It does have manages to have some twang, but it is slightly sweet. It does turn to more of a leathery element here, almost reminded me of black sesame in a really interesting way with my memory, mixing in with that dark ebony wood. But this fragrance really never goes smoky, even though you will see that there is an Amazonian incense note to this fragrance. To my nose, it reminds me of dragonfly benzoin. I'm not sure if that is is the incense used in this fragrance, but the incense is played off very well and adds a really nice balance to these unique and slightly dry. If you look at the notes, you're gonna notice that there's some really interesting notes like ginger lily, adding some cleanliness and adding a certain freshness. There's pepper leaf, adding a certain that dry, slightly almost spicy element, even though it's not the same as peppercorns like pink pepper or black pepper or anything like that. And the fragrance also manages to have some other unique elements to it. So this fragrance, if you smell it at first, you might think, but it might not be as unique as you might not give it credit. You might not think it's as unique as it really is, but it has lots of nuances and it really acts like a parfum. So it is a little bit heavier, but I wouldn't say it's overtly dense. And I really like this fragrance for what it does. Again, the coconut is a big player in this fragrance as well, but it doesn't go overtly sweet. And I do want to say the coconut has a little bit more of that soapy quality to it here, but it doesn't overpower the fragrance. It still feels like a mysterious fragrance, but there's a lot of really nice balances between spices and incense and woods and light and dark. So this is a fantastic fragrance. Almost a wearable dark fragrance, and it's also pretty youthful. It's not dank. It's not balsamic. Doesn't go really in the savory direction, but it does, it still manages to be dark. So this is very modern, youthful, high quality, a little bit classy, and certainly very refined. I actually went on this fragrance in a blind purchase. I completely blind bought this one, and I have to tell you, I am very happy with my purchase. So if you happen to like dark woods, this will be really unique. If you're not familiar with ebony wood, it's actually a wood that comes out of Africa that's known for its extreme hardness, and it is a fragrant wood. Not every wood is overtly fragrant, but mahogany and cedar, and there's a few others out there as well, are very famous, as well as teak, for being an aromatic or a very fragrant wood. And this note, I don't know how often it is used naturally. Ebony is extremely expensive as it is, so I'm assuming that they're producing a synthetic of the ebony wood, but it still comes off very nicely, and you don't see it very often. I have seen it in a fragrance out there called El Contrario from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, but I do have to say that I really like how this one is refined, and if you can find it like I did for around 80 bucks, even if you had to fork out 100, a lot of designer fragrances are creeping up to that $100 range. I think it's worth it. I absolutely am. This is a full-size 100 ml bottle. Very happy with my purchase. But again, if you are still more into the mass appealing designer fragrances, if you're into the fragrances that are very easy to wear, this might be a little bit too much of a departure. But almost into the niche world. But this is still very smooth, and I wouldn't say it's overtly creamy, but it's got a lot of smoothness, and it's very well blended. So I don't think this would scare anybody, but it is, again, something that you might want to reserve for a night wear, going out in the town, or just wearing with a leather jacket. It has that kind of feeling about it, and it might look like it's really rugged, and I do think maybe a confident person would wear this fragrance, but you wouldn't have to be macho or anything like that to wear this fragrance. This one's really great, and I was surprised that I liked it so much. It's fantastic. What are my thoughts on the performance? Again, I have some sprayed on my arm. I've been testing this fairly thoroughly. again, with these floral nuances and dry elements in the opening, I almost worried that the fragrance wouldn't last, but it still manages to hold on and actually has pretty dependable performance. I get about 8 hours out of this fragrance. And the projection, I would say, is slightly above average, but it's not great. But there is some sillage to this fragrance, and it'll certainly work in a lot of environments. It'll speak with you, and also, again, with this alluring nature, I actually like that this almost is a more seductive fragrance. So I actually like how the performance comes through. So you'll give you 8 hours. It's above average, and I'm trying to see if I can remember what the concentration is exactly. I don't think it's on here. Let me see my box real quick. Let's see. This is a live fragrance review. I'm trying to remind myself exactly if it's an Eau de Parfum. That's what I thought it was. I was hoping it'd be an extrait, but it's not. Anyways, fantastic fragrance nonetheless. It's going to do what you want it to. So compliment factor wise, did I get a lot of compliments? This is not a fragrance that's overtly fresh, but it is somewhat alluring. So I got lots of looks and attention, and that's how you're going to have to judge a fragrance like this. Unless you have a long-term relationship or a partner, this is the kind of fragrance where people are going to give you looks and attention. They're usually not going to actually tell you in words. They're going to tell you non-verbally with how they look at you and how they approach you with a fragrance. So can this work really, really well in your favor? Yes, it can. This is absolutely a great fragrance that's very refined and elegant and smooth, and it smells classy. This does not smell cheap. And I went in, again, this was a complete blind buy, and I don't think everybody knows about the house of Odin, New York. So you might not know what kind of quality you're going to get into. I smelled number 7. I don't think I ever made an actual fragrance review of number 7, but I am reviewing this one here for you today. And the quality on number 7 was pretty darn good. This one's good as well. So again, if you can get them for $100 or less, I don't think you'd be disappointed with the quality. It's pretty nice. But it is, again, a little bit contemporary in style in its own way. So what are my final thoughts? Again, I'm very happy with this fragrance. I've been looking for an ebony, a dark wood fragrance that had that aromatic, almost woody, that fresh woody smell to it, but was alluring and mysterious, and it had strikes a really good balance. I'm a sucker for coconut and fragrances. Actually, for some reason, I like the name of ginger lily. This fragrance has a unique little trifecta. Maybe that's perfect just for me. So this has a really soft spot and in my heart, really does it for me. And again, this fragrance, I don't know if everybody is going to feel this the soapy elements that comes through to me. I don't think it's going to come through as much to everybody else as it does for me. But again, this fragrance manages to be somehow soapy and dark and classy and refined at the same time. It might remind you of things like Prada El Homme. I think it's the intense version with the black bottle. But I would say this is higher quality. It has more unique nuances. So if that's just a little bit of perspective. This is not a clone, and they might not be very similar to you at all. So anyways, in the comment sections below, let me know, do you like mysterious fragrances? Do you like seductive fragrances? Does this get you good reactions for date nights? And is this the kind of thing you want to reach for? I would love to know. Again, this is a great fragrance. I'm super happy with it. And this is not going to leave my collection. Y'all know I tend to buy and sell things very, very quickly. So have a beautiful day, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed my fragrance review today. If you did enjoy the fragrance review, y'all know what to do to support this channel down below. And let me know, what is your favorite date fragrance, seductive fragrance, or a fragrance that has some unique, dark nuances to it. And let me know in the comments section below. I'll see you in the next video, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe, stay well. See you soon, everybody. Peace out.